Hi, welcome to White Hat versus Black Hat SEO Show. My name is Josh the Hammer Bachynski. And with me, as always, I have my co-host, Chase Reiner. Say hi, Chase.
Stop. Hammer time.
It's hammer time. Welcome to the show. If you haven't watched our show before, it's a show about SEO, both about muting the live broadcast when you're doing it, which I forget to do every time.
Was that muted the whole time?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know it's a travesty. The show, as you can tell, is a very serious show. It's a very, very serious, detailed-oriented show about search engine optimization. We talk about how to rank in Google. We talk about how to get more traffic from Google, from Facebook, internet marketing in general. And today we're going to talk about not only the SEO updates that have been going on, but Chase is going to talk to us about how to handle SEO clients, how to get more SEO clients, how to handle SEO clients. And he put a question out on his Facebook, which was quite interesting, which we got some interesting results from, especially the extra questions I liked, about the various things. He'll talk about it in a second. So as per usual, we have certain segments on the show. The first segment is what is new in White Hat SEO. Well, I'll start off with what's new in White Hat SEO. And what's new in White Hat SEO is John Mueller had a couple of hangouts. He talked about some interesting stuff that I want to mention. And I'm actually going to share my screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. And we might be joined by people in a bit. We'll see when we're joined. Okay, do you guys see that stuff?
I see it.
All right, fantastic. Okay, so on June 12th, John Mueller said some interesting stuff. He fully admitted that they are tracking user signals for general website quality. He fully admitted that. It wasn't implied. It wasn't a half statement. It wasn't like read between the lines. He fully admitted that they are tracking user signals for general website quality. That some monetization methods, some website monetization methods like affiliate sites, AdSense sites, things like that, can play into the general quality. So he fully admitted they're tracking user signals. I mean, it's not like it's a mystery anymore. By the way, here's a pro tip. If you use the info query and look at like a site like info:/www.yoursite.com, that will tell you subtle differences about the URL they have spidered. So if you're wondering if you're being spidered properly, try an info query and see, and it'll tell you the actual page they've spidered. That could actually be a very technical, very important technical SEO tip. When asked about recent updates, John Mueller says, we make updates to our quality algorithms all the time. And he also says, and I quote, link changes, links change, the web change, and users change too. So again, directly implying strongly that changes in user behavior will influence changes in ranking. I repeat, he says, here's the things, like someone asked him, John, why did my ranking change? Why did my ranks change? And he said, well, he said a bunch of stuff. And he said, and also keep in mind, links change, your competitors change, and users change too. So he's clearly telling you right there, folks, who still don't believe me, that they're tracking user clicks. They're tracking user clicks, darn it. And it's going to affect ranking over time. So it's like, even if your links didn't change, even if your competitors didn't change, maybe your prices are not in line with everybody else's prices anymore. Users come to your site, they see the price, it seems too high to them. Whether you think it's too high or not is irrelevant. It seems too high to the end users, and they bounce from your site and they go to some other site. They're tracking that, and that is going to affect your rankings. So you've got to pay attention to these kinds of things. Let me go back to my notes here. And people have been listening to me for years. They know I've told them this has been coming. They've been doing it for years, and they've been getting better and better at it for years. Now they're totally basing ranking algorithms on it. And finally, on the June 12th hangout, John Mueller implied that is the commercial intent and the variety of links, including weird one-off links on a public style blog, that tips them off to ignore those links. And the website Forbes was directly mentioned to John Mueller. So again, it's the commercial intent, the variety of the links or the lack thereof. Like if you have links on this site from like about chiropractic, and there's also links about herbal pills, and there's links about law, and there's links about there's articles about locksmiths. That's clearly just a site made for linking. And that's a public style blog. Those are exactly the kinds of links that they are ignoring. And again, Forbes was mentioned as that kind of place, because not the main magazine Forbes, but the blog area where everyone's getting the links. You know, Forbes.com/whatever/Jay/Bashin/blog/717. You know, Josh Bachynski, a contributor on Forbes. Those are the kind of links that they're discrediting. Now, my friend Chase, let me ask you, do you know what a week before Google announced that they could see Forbes links, do you know how much a common link on Forbes cost to buy?
I would say probably somewhere around like $900 or something ridiculous.
That is ridiculous, but you can times that by 5.
Oh my God.
A link on Forbes, I was literally quoted of $4,500 US for a link on Forbes.
What?
So that gives you an idea of, you know, and then like if you want to get a link on Chicago Tribune or stuff like that, they cost around the same, right? So it's like $4,000 a link, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a pop. Now I talked to the same link broker, and guess what a link on Forbes costs now after Google said that?
Ooh.
$1,200. So
I was going to say.
Down. So Google is just trying to gouge people who sell links and make the price go down. But I'm dead serious. That's what's going on. Okay. Before I move on, I just want to mention you can make sure you can chat with us. You can talk with us. You can ask us questions in the chat, which is on the top right hand side. If you're watching this on YouTube, and if you want to make sure that I answer the question or I ask it on air, please put 3 asterisks beside it, like this, star, so I can easily find it and ask the question on air. And maybe if we have time, maybe we'll open it up for the Hangout and you guys can ask us your SEO questions, and or maybe you can join the Hangout and ask us some questions, as long as you promise me to not show me your genitals, because that's happened before. And not that I mind, I don't care. You know, your genitals are your genitals. I mean, it's all you got. It's what you're born with.
Wait, what? You know? What are we talking about?
Genitals. I don't want to see them. But not because I have a problem with genitals personally. I have no problem with the human body per se. It's just, it's really annoying. The YouTube editor is really annoying to go and edit that out later on. That's the main problem anyway. So you want to email me pictures of your genitals? That's perfectly fine. I probably shouldn't have said that because now I'm going to regret that. But if you want to say, hey, whatever, you know, whatever it is. But don't show me on the YouTube show because it's really annoying.
I'm going to host a new contest, and it's going to be on my channel. And whoever sends the most pictures of their genitals to Josh gets the giveaway.
There you go. Gets the giveaway. to be announced. The to be announced giveaway. Oh, I really shouldn't have said that out loud. Okay, moving right along so that people hopefully don't notice what I just said. It has to be yours. You can't just go find genitals. It has to be pictures of actually your genitals, and I want a newspaper beside it. It's proof of today's date. Okay. On June 17th, do you see this part here, Chase?
Yep.
Okay, June 17th, John Mueller also had a Hangout. Now, of course, he said a lot more stuff than just this. It's just, this is the only interesting stuff he talked about that wasn't repetitive. He reminds us that it is keyword-rich anchor text that we have to worry about for over-optimization, not brand mentions. He says you don't, this was a very interesting discussion. He says you don't need to disavow brand mentions. I already see what I said about genitals proliferating on Skype. This is not a good sign. I already see. Oh no, this is going to be, I said, it's got to be a current picture of your own genitals with a newspaper beside it and the date. All right. Because don't just send me other people. I've seen all the existing genitals online. Trust me.
They want to know
new ones.
They want to know how current, Josh.
Yeah, it has to be current. It has to be current. So here, it's keyword rich anchor text you have to wear. So if you have like joshsbestsite.com, if I have a bunch of links like that putting to my site, I don't have to disavow them because this, unless I'm trying to rank for Josh's best site, which I'm not, right? It's the keyword rich anchor text that has obvious commercial intent that Google is able to ignore. Google might filter up to the manual team. And remember, the disavow file, as far as I'm concerned, does nothing. I haven't done any testing on it lately, but I still don't think it does anything. I know, Chase, you might disagree with me. Other SEOs disagree. We can argue about that in the argument section. Finally, he also reminded you that if you have e-commerce pages, good reviews on that product page is a must. If you're going to have, you have to have good reviews on that product page if you want it to rank well. Otherwise, you ain't going to rank very well at all. So you definitely don't want bad comments on your product page. If you have those, you have to delete them, definitely. And I suggest having good comments on your comment page. Okay.
Are they talking? Is he talking about like marked up comments with schema markup, or is he just talking about reviews? And I meant reviews, not comments. Or is he just talking about reviews in general, just like text?
He's talking about all of the above. So Google is pretty good at detecting all those things, and he would say all of the above. It's got to be positive comments and not negative comments. Of course, they have ways of detecting if the comments seem to be fabricated. But if you have like Discus or like some third-party operated comment system or rating system, that's even better, because then they know it's somehow moderated.
Oh.
Google these days, as you know, is all about third-party moderation. So for example, like in local, which is your ballywhack, if you get a Google business photographer to do a 360-degree tour of your storefront, that Google business photographer has the ability to go into the Google backend and verify your categories and verify that you actually do this and you actually should rank for this. And I've seen people rank on page 1 from doing that tactic alone in fairly competitive markets.
Yeah, there's some other cool stuff you can do too, like with the local guides. If you become like a level 4 or 5, Google like stops even really like, doing the pending updates. Like you can just straight up remove businesses. Yes. I mean, not always, but like in certain scenarios, like I've seen like, local guides be able to do a lot of cool stuff.
Yes. So, and that's the whole concept of third-party moderation. Whenever another party verifies the information that they're seeing, they're much more likely to trust it and to use it as a ranking signal if it even vaguely shows them that there's some kind of quality there or some kind of stuff going on there. Okay, so that's what's new in White Hat SEO. Before I move on to the next section, I just want to remind you, of course, the other thing that's new is that I'm running a conference. We're running the White Hat versus Black Hat SEO Symposium 2017 up here in Victoria, BC, Canada. Chase is going to be presenting. You can come up and see Chase, Holly, a bunch of other people who have been on the show, Kyle, Ted, who are all going to be presenters, plus a whole bunch of gnarly black hats that you've never heard of and never present at conferences because they're making ludicrous amounts of money and they don't give a shit about telling people how they do it. But they all, how are we getting them to the conference, you ask? Well, I'll tell you, imaginary person I'm arguing with. They're coming to the conference because Holly's friends with them and says, come to the conference or I'm going to be angry. And everyone does what Holly does for some reason. I don't know why. They just do. So she says, come to the conference, and they are. So this is a one in a lifetime chance, guys. You can go to a conference and have black hats who are like the creme de la creme making $10,000 a day. And you could also have white hats who are like the top level white hats, and they're going to be debating and discussing SEO before your very eyes. And you can ask them questions, and they're going to weigh out the pros and cons of multiple strategies. This will be literally, I'm not without any exaggeration, this will literally be a life-altering conference. You could literally change your entire business plan because suddenly somebody said, by the way, you can hack Facebook like this and make $10,000 a day. You might be like, and you might decide just to change your business and go this way or that way. Or suddenly you'll go the white hat way because Josh said this, or because Dan Petrovic, another big, huge white hat from Australia, said that, blah, 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 blah. So there's my 3-second pitch. Yes, Chase. He was saying something. I don't know what he was saying. Okay, so please come to the conference or take a look at the website if you're interested. Let me find the link here for you. It's, stuff you should have ahead of time, stuff like that. Here we go. I'm putting the link in the chat, and I'm putting the link in the description.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
I don't know what's going on.
What's going on?
Well, I was just going to say that's why I switched to Instagram ads.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what? What is that? Huh?
Yeah, so as most of you guys know already, I quit SEO and I switched mainly to Instagram.
Yes. Please give context for this Really a random statement.
No, in all my polls, I ask people, I say, hey, okay, what's your biggest, by the way, if you haven't seen the polls, you should check out the Facebook group. If you want to join it, I put polls in there all the time. You can, well, if you just go to chaserunner.com, it's just a link on the homepage. You can just join the Facebook group there. But anyways, I'll put in polls in the group, and I'll be like, what's your biggest problem with SEO? And people say different things, and I always put at the end as one of the options, quit SEO and just switch to Instagram ads.
Oh yes, of course, because SEO is dead and Instagram is going to be where it's at.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it now. I get the joke now. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so the next segment that we're going to talk about here is going to be what's new in Chase's corner of the world. Chase, you put out speaking of your Facebook group, you put out recently a poll. Let's get that poll on the screen and take a look at the questions you asked here.
Should I share it?
Yeah, it's for those people who are looking to become an SEO or to become or try to find SEO clients. This is Chase is going to talk about that a little bit, how to do that. And he asked his people on his Facebook group what you're interested in, and this is the results that we got back. Let's take a look at this.
All right, so we asked the group. We said, "What do you need help with?" And they said most people said life, finding the right path, SEO in general, how not to be lazy. We had around 9 people saying not getting overwhelmed with 1,000 plus tasks that need to be completing, which I think they meant to say completed. So some people said all the above. Some other people said how to do client SEO. I think Trevor made this option, how to add 20 pounds to his bench press. And then 2 people need a new Coke dealer. And then 1 person needs to figure out how to use the black market. So unfortunately, we don't have Holly for the last one. But yeah, so this is actually something that kind of correlates with the #1 thing that people are saying, which is funny because that's something that I was having problems with. I don't know if you've experienced this before, Josh, but when I started doing SEO, I was like dying for clients. I was like, dude, I need to make some money. Nobody's watching my YouTube videos. Everybody's watching Josh's YouTube videos. I was even watching Josh's YouTube videos. That's actually how I first started learning SEO. It's from Josh. That's how I told him. I was like, dude,
that's right.
When I contacted, I emailed him one day and I was like, Josh, you know what, man? I actually started learning SEO by watching your videos. So if you really want to know where I learned all my SEO, it was all from Josh. No, but for real, I did read a lot of books and stuff. Anyways, so yeah, lately I've been getting a lot of clients. I basically scaled from like 0 to 20 clients within a few months, and it was crazy. Like, it's too much. And so what I had to do is I had to get rid of a lot of the clients. And recently I've only have like 5 to 6 clients now, but they're all on like $2,000 retainers. So I don't know. I guess I could talk about the struggles. I don't know what you guys want to hear about. Maybe you guys could comment what you want to hear about in terms of what are some of the struggles that maybe you're wondering about. The biggest thing for me was like managing all these different companies. Like when you have 20 different types of SEO clients, and Josh can probably agree with this, it's really hard to like understand and like keep track of all the different things you need to do for these different businesses, because you have like so many different types of SEO that you have to do, right? So if it's like local SEO, that's completely different than national, which is completely different than like e-commerce, which, you might need something else in e-commerce, which you might not need in local. What do you think, Josh?
Well, no, you're totally right. Let's break it down in terms of what they actually asked there, because you're completely right. SEO in each different field is totally different. Well, not totally different, but it's different enough that it's like a specialist in medicine. A person who's a neurosurgeon or is all about the brain doesn't know that much about the liver, and a guy who knows about the liver doesn't know much about the brain. But they're all good doctors generally, you would hope, right? So it really is kind of the first question there was what's the right path, and how not to be lazy. Well, that's how not to be lazy is, I'm going to just bookmark that. That's a whole another thing entirely, right? The right path, it depends on for you, right? Now, Chase is just talking about how, you know, in a very short time, he was able to build up his SEO consultancy. Now he has a half a dozen of $2,000 a month clients, you know, and that's a good mid-level SEO, you know, thing to be. That's great, you know, and you're like, mid-level? I'm like, yeah, that's not high-level SEO. High-level SEOs get 3 to 5 to 10 grand a month per client. But as you can imagine, with that extra money comes extra responsibility and more time talking to them on the phone and more time Skyping with them and dealing with them, and they ask you questions all the time. So what's right for you depends on how much time you have, how good you are at learning on your own. How good are you are you an autodidact, as they call it? And here, that's my test. If you don't know what that means and you didn't look it up in Google, maybe you're not an autodidact. That means a self-learner, by the way. So if you're like, I wonder what that means, and you Googled it right away, or you had the impetus to do that, then you're a self-learner. And then maybe, you know, that's kind of my litmus test. Should you be an SEO? I don't know. Are you an autodidact? What does that mean? I don't know. So, I mean, I'm joking, and I've said pretty strong statements in the past about if you're not willing to self-learn, you really shouldn't get into this business. But the money is there, guys, and the opportunity is there. If you can listen to what everyone is saying, learn all the SEO ropes, what they're talking about, try it out on some sites yourself, get some success, you can start to get clients that are in your area that you know. And the more SEO you know, the more clients you can service. I have to know every kind of SEO because I service every kind of SEO client. And that's why I have to study this 8 hours a day and not have much of a life during the day. So no, I don't get to play that guitar very often.
Yeah, I haven't played mine in a while either.
Dinosaur. So that's the trade-off. Like, you can work for 10 hours on your own, but you don't really get breaks, even though you're working for yourself, because you have to, oh, John Mueller put another video, I have to watch it. Or, oh, the search engine intelligence agency put out 5 more experiments. Now I need to go read the experimental results and judge for myself if the experiments proved or disproved that the disavow file works, or that on-page content helps rank it, or et cetera, et cetera. It's not easy, you know? So,
well, and I also think, Josh, it's about figuring out what you can scale, because there's so many things that start to become like, you know, well, I could teach this to somebody else, or, you know, I could do this myself, but then it would take 10 hours when I should be learning. But then again, I could also have somebody learn this for me, and then they could just show me the important parts, because as you know, from watching so many different things on SEO and learning, there's so much fluff that goes into it so that people can get like long form content, so that they can get, you know, really big videos so they can rank them, when really you just want to hear about the last like 10 minutes of the video, or like maybe like in the mid-level of the blog. So there's a lot that can be streamlined. And honestly, like, you know, there's so much out there that we could tackle. You know, there's rank and rent, there's, you know, running other people's businesses, there's building your own businesses, there's creating ebooks, there's creating, you know, webinars, building email lists, all this stuff goes on and on and on and on. And you could go and do all that stuff, become super specialized in Facebook, you know, advertising.
That's a good point. That's a good point. But that's specialization. That's not SEO. Like, we're talking about right now, SEO for your own sites and for clients. Right. Then if you know SEO well enough, you can teach it. And there's various ways you can, or monetize it. You could sell ebooks. You could teach it at a community college. You could teach it online. You can make videos and try and get more clients. You know, you can monetize your YouTube channel, gets big enough, you know, but that's all offshoots of stuff. So not only do you have to know a subject matter well enough to be able to people to pay you to do it, but you have to run your own business and decide how to monetize your knowledge as well.
Right. But what I'm saying is that, like, at a certain point, you're going to want to scale this stuff. And I'm a big believer that SEO is going in, more in terms of like omni-channel marketing, because, you know, certain conversion points on your website, or building a social presence and bringing in referral traffic, is going to hopefully help at least certain industries in terms of ranking. And so what I'm saying is that the faster you can scale, the faster you can do certain things, like build huge email lists, which may correspond with creating, you know, hyper-targeted Facebook campaigns, which then you take those Facebooks, these email lists, and then you start driving reviews to your local business or whatever you're doing from that list. So that's what I'm saying. These things start to play into each other, and the faster you can scale in a way where you're able to pour money in an effective manner into these other advertising channels, the faster you can start automating the process, paying more people to streamline the process, and paying those people to teach other people. So you know what I'm saying? Like how it like can start to really start to like get insane.
Chase.
What?
Chase, there's somebody behind you. I don't mean to alarm you, but there's someone behind you. Chase, look out! No, you're absolutely right. That's perfect. That is one of the peer persons you probably outsource stuff to. But and the second part of that question that I really wanted to get to was, how do you get over the laziness? So that's the main problem right there. I mean, if you're even okay, so I'm going to say something that people are not going to like. I'm sorry, but if you have to ask the question, how do I get over the laziness? Then this is not for you. This business is not for you, because you have to be relentless in your pursuit of knowledge. You have to be relentless in your going after clients. You have to be relentless in your curiosity and your wanting to learn about this kind of stuff. So if you are at all a lazy person, get a job where someone pays you and you have to be there 9 to 5. It'll be much better for your life. If self-business is not for you, if you have to ask the question, how to get over the laziness. What was the next question on your Facebook page there, Chase?
Not getting overwhelmed with thousands of tasks that need to be completed.
Yeah, so this is what Chase was talking about, and he's right. You have to prioritize. And so in my mind, this is how you should prioritize. What is going to make you the most amount of money the soonest, right? What is the most important thing you need to know or do? If you want to be an SEO, you got to be up on the 5 levels of SEO evidence. Here's my lecture on the 5 levels of SEO evidence. Here's my hand. Here it is again. 1 is SEO experiments in a controlled environment. 2 is correlation studies. 3 is actually ranking your own sites and seeing if you can rank them. 4 is what Google says. 5 is what other SEOs say. So right now we're going on the bottom level of SEO evidence. You need to get all 5 if you want to be a top level SEO consultant, such as Chase and myself, or even higher.
Well, and what about 6, Josh, which would be like streamlining the process and figuring out a way to scale it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong, but in one way, it doesn't help to say that. It's fairly obvious. It's like, how do you streamline it? It all depends on your life and what you need to do. So what I would do is I would study SEO for 2 hours in the morning. I would search for clients for 4 hours, and then once I get more clients, then I would parse that back to 2 hours trying to get clients, and then try and service clients for 4 hours a day. That kind of a thing. Or I might just try to rank my own affiliate sites to start, which is what I did. And that's the last round. I've been doing SEO consulting for years, but in this last round, since Panda and Penguin, I started trying to rank my own sites, and then living off that very comfortably, and then take on SEO clients as I felt if I wanted to work with those people. So it really all depends on your life. But again, so maybe this is a debate show anyway. So maybe I'm going to debate with Chase a little bit here. But when you want to streamline things and outsource things, you have to be very careful, because I can't outsource much of what I do because it all has to do with my knowledge base, right? I'm doing audits on a regular basis. I'm doing strategic consultant for businesses. I can't outsource that really to anybody else. I can give them little pieces of it, but really I can't sell an audit that I say I'm going to do and then I give it to somebody else. Really, I have to kind of do it myself. So yeah, it's my knowledge, and it's my just years of knowledge and thousands of rules of SEO that I know that I'm going to see immediately. And I can know in 5 seconds if a site's going to have problems or not based on what I see. Right. And again, that's because I've done all that studying on the 5 levels of evidence. So it's not an easy job to get into. So if you're the kind of guy who can learn everything about a video game and you can dominate this video game in a very short amount of time, and I don't mean just from hand skill, I mean from knowledge, like a strategic game, like a real-time strategy game, then SEO could be the kind of job for you. If you could be an autodidact and you could be, push yourself to learn it. But you can't really outsource it to too many other people. And, you gotta, if you're the guy with the knowledge, you gotta do a lot of it. Unless you're ranking your own sites or stuff like that, that's different. But if you're doing SEO consulting, you gotta really kind of know the knowledge, and you gotta kind of have the knowledge anyway. I don't need to know programming or design. I can outsource that, but I do need to know what that is and how it works.
Okay, well, what I'm saying though, Josh, is like, about a lot of different things. Like, about the Penguin, algorithm, about the Panda, how to create sites, how to do audits, how to, look at analytics, how to do search console, whatever else. what I'm trying to say is like, what is your main like best thing you can do, and what is the highest converting value you can get for that? And honestly, you might be able to just freaking make a full-time income, you know, a couple $100,000 or whatever a year from just doing penguin recoveries. But the thing is like, how do you go about going in that direction where you start bringing clients in for that, where you start being able to, you know, streamline the process where maybe you don't even have to look at all the links. You just have somebody export all the bad links for you, and then, you know, highlight all the ones that look, you know, sketchy, and then you just do a quick overview, and then you just present, and you're doing the communications between you and the client, and then doing the tutorials, which is bringing people in. I think what it really is, you know, time/cost/benefit. And what I see from my own standpoint is like, I'm best at bringing people in, at talking about this stuff, learning it, and making it look like something that, you know, people can easily understand by the way I communicate it. And I don't think I should be spending a lot of my time doing anything else. So how can I monetize that in the best way possible?
Yeah, and you have to know that you're right, and that's another point. You have to know your skill set. If your skill set is sales and or discussion or more front end stuff, then that's what you can start doing, right? Even just get with an existing SEO agency or build your own where you do the sales and management and someone else does the development or the heavy end, the more of the SEO stuff. So I'm just saying, I've done this for years. I've been on Upwork for years. It's really hard to find people to outsource to, so don't think it's just going to be a snap. But it is a good solution. You should definitely outsource when you need to. What was the next question on your Facebook group?
How to do client SEO.
Yeah, so we've been talking about that. What's the next question?
The rest is around adding 20 pounds to a bench press and finding a new Coke dealer.
Oh, okay. So if you want to add 20 pounds to your bench press, you take 10 pounds on this side, and you take 10 pounds on this side, and then what you try and do is you try to lift it. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, you'll smash your head in. But at least you'll learn whether you can do that or not.
A protein shake in your mouth while you're doing it.
Yes, make sure you have a protein shake in your mouth simultaneously at the same time. How do you find another Coke dealer? I have no idea. That's not something I would know about. I could tell you stories about my first job when I was 17 years old. I thought I was getting a job at an Irish pub. Secretly, it was a front for selling cocaine for the Hells Angels. And so there was many misadventures and adventures of young Josh at the Hells Angels Coke bar. So that's for another hangout. that's for a different podcast entirely.
I have a question for you, Josh.
Yes.
If you were back, you know, starting like these people, like some of our viewers, had no authority, no YouTube channel, no clients, nothing, but, you know, the knowledge you have right now, what would you do?
Do I have money to live off of for a while?
Yeah, we'll say you got 100K in the bank.
If I have 100K in the bank, that's not enough. That's not enough to live off of for a long time. So I would start ranking affiliate sites because that makes the most amount of money.
Why would you do that? You just start buying like expired domains, or what would you do?
No. So the first thing you would need to do is this. I would need to find affiliate companies that are legitimate and pay out. That's the biggest problem. I've had many affiliate sites that were making me $20,000, $30,000 a month. I'm not joking. $20,000 to $30,000 a month, which in affiliate world is not that much money. I know guys who are making $30,000 a day, right? But I was making $20,000 to $30,000 a month. I'm not greedy. That's enough for me. And you know, it wasn't super greasy, the product. The product was a pretty decent product, so I didn't feel bad about selling it. So, but the problem is that the affiliate company saw how much money I was making, and they cut me off. So I'm like, you motherfuckers. So that's part of the problem. Google didn't even find me. The site was still there last time I checked. It's recently gone down because I stopped giving a shit about it. But it was still ranking number one, page one. It's just that they stopped paying me any money. So you have to find. So if you want to know how to be an affiliate, that's how you do it. You have to find affiliate companies that are legitimate. They're going to pay you out. That pay a good commission. Everybody is crazy about ClickJunction and Amazon. Those are piece of shit affiliate networks. Sorry, those are piece of shit affiliate networks. At least the Amazon is, because they're paying you like 20 cents a click. I don't want to get 20 cents a click or $2 a click or whatever it is. For every sale, I want to make like a good 30% commission, something meaty, something juicy, right? That's way too little and way too saturated. So I would look for affiliate companies in the weight loss or pills or all the vanity kind of, or the sex, all the vanity sex kind of areas where, you know, it's not going away. People are not going to stop being libidinous. People are not going to stop wanting to lose weight. And something in those areas that's not like a fly-by-night just because Dr. Oz mentioned it, so it's big now, but the ginkgo biloba will go down because he mentioned it once, and then who gives a crap about it anymore? I'd find some kind of product that's going to last a long time, that you know they're going to pay out, they're a legitimate company, and then I would look for competition. So that's one, legitimate affiliate company, because if they're not going to pay you, it doesn't matter. Two, then look at competition. What kind of SEO competition is out there? What kind of Facebook competition is out there? You got to find out where your channel is going to be, and you got to know how to market and maneuver in those channels. Let's say I find one. Three, then I use the SEO tactics based on the competition. It could be a parasite page. I could try and do like parasite queries. Like if everyone's searching for, I have to try and think of an example that's not actually something I'm doing right now, so I don't make a bunch of competitors for myself. So let's say there's a big company called Whole Foods, maybe, and then maybe you just notice in Google there's a bunch of people searching for Red Apple's X59 Whole Foods. And so you know they're trying to see if the product Red Apple's X59 is sold at Whole Foods. So what if you made Whole Foods, what does Whole Foods have it.com? And then you had all these products that either Whole Foods has, and you can be an affiliate for Whole Foods, who will probably pay out. Or if Whole Foods doesn't have it, you can still list it and be an affiliate for some other company. And you can get all this parasite traffic because you're parasiting off of Whole Foods. And you're going to get like some percentage of traffic based on people, massive searches looking for those products at Whole Foods. So you can do parasite page on a big site. You can do parasite query, right? You can try and just go head term, like try to rank and beat Red Apple's X59, the company that makes it, you know, and try and beat them. That's going to be super hard. You want to go Black Hat? You're going to need like a private blog network with like 10,000 blogs at least. You're going to need a huge trust flowing through that. You're going to have traffic flowing through all those backlinks. Black Hat is a much shorter cycle, much more money, and much higher risk. You can do it, but it's going to be much harder, and you have to fake all those signals. If you have skills in White Hat, it's not really going to work so well, right? You might be able to make a huge Pinterest account. Like let's say I want to sell watches, or I want to be an affiliate for Fabergé masks or something. That is like a picture-based thing. So you could start dominating Pinterest for that. But again, it's going to be really hard. There's a lot of competition. So being an affiliate is not easy, and either you have to have a good base, a good team behind you already. You have to know what you're doing, because newsflash, there are like 2 billion people on the planet trying to do it. There's like 500 million people in India trying to do it. There's another 500 million in China trying to do it. There's another couple of million people in Russia who are competing with you. There's another couple of million people in Brazil who are competing with you. There's a couple of million people in Israel who are really, really smart. All these guys are really, really smart. They have a high programming ability. They know how to hack. They know how to do all this stuff. And they have no extradition. And they don't care about hacking or breaking laws either. So you're jumping into a Shark Tank if you want to be an affiliate. And so it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It'll take you 2-3 years to build up a site and then start making enough money per month that you could possibly live off it. And so to answer your question, Chase, in a long-winded way, if I suddenly didn't have any money, but I had if I didn't have any clients and I didn't want to do client SEO anymore, but I had 100 grand in the bank to live off of, to use my knowledge as I have it right now, that's what I would do. I would go for affiliate sites because I have all this in place. I have the knowledge. I have the contacts in the affiliate worlds. I have the contacts in the programming and development and design. Anybody who wants affiliate sites, contact me. I can do this for you, but I'm going to take a nice chunk of commission or I need a lot of money ahead of time.
What if one of the sites that you're doing affiliates for, what if that business that's the affiliate's paying out for, like, dies?
How does it die?
Like, say Whole Foods goes out of business.
So Whole Foods goes out of business. Okay, well, that I didn't see that coming. That was highly unlikely that Whole Foods would go out of business, but let's say that happens. Then in that particular case, I try and buy Whole Foods, the brand or the website, and try and manipulate that way. Or I do a 301 to does the new Whole Foods, whatever the new one is, have it, and I just build it over there. I'll probably lose most everything, and it probably won't work very well, but I can try. I can give it a shot. Or I try and monetize that domain. I try and sell it to somebody. I try and show how it was making like 100 grand a year and so you should pay me 100 grand for it, and then get 100 grand for it, and make another. Then I have to start new. If the company stops paying me, I'm screwed. That's why I said it's the most important thing. That's why a lot of affiliates, they try to make a general blog with many different products of many different companies. So if one company tries to screw them, they still have the rest. But you know what? Google hates those kinds of sites. Everyone and their dog has been making those kinds of sites for the last 10 years. And Google hates those kinds of sites because they have no authority, and they're obvious advertorials, and they're usually shit. They're usually crap. So it's not easy to rank those at all. So don't go into Warrior Forum and read some jackass who's like, you could make a blog, it makes fucking money. They're idiots. They're complete idiots who have no idea what they're talking about. The people coming to my conference are people who don't talk on Warrior Forum and know a lot of what they're talking about. But people who spend time talking on forums usually, don't know what they're talking about, right?
Can I ask Josh why you would rather, like it makes sense that you would do like an affiliate site and like take the stuff to rank it, like, because that would make money. But like it sounds to me like you know more about SEO. Like why wouldn't you go like the the SEO route where you like sell courses and do that kind of stuff, or make an agency? Like why wouldn't that be an option? That
is an excellent question, Chase. It's almost like we set up these questions ahead of time. We didn't, but still, it's an excellent question. That's a great question, guys. Let me tell you why. Because it's more overhead. It's more work. To set up affiliate sites, it's a lot of work in the first few months, and then you coast on that money. And 30 grand, 40 grand, 50 grand, whatever it is, 10 grand, even 2 grand is rolling into your bank account every month. You just collect those commissions, and you don't really have to do much of anything. And then all you have to do is build some more sites to make sure those sites, when they go down, because they will go down. Affiliate sites are not a long-term thing. They will only last for 2 to 5 years. You got to build new ones, but still, it's less work. If I was to run an education network, which I seriously considered doing for a while, people who've been following me for a while know I was talking about it a while ago, and I suddenly stopped. Why? Because I realized how much work it would be. I realized it would be so much work to sell your own ebooks or to run your own courses, that it's easier for me to make these hangouts and do client services to consult for clients, which is essentially the same thing, except the clients pay a lot more than people taking courses. Also, all the people who are interested in learning SEO these days, a lot of them are in, quite frankly, nations where they don't have a lot of money. And so I didn't want to teach SEO to 100,000 people who can only pay me $4 a month or $40 a month, because it's just too much work. Not that it's not a good job, and not that they're not good people. They are. They're great people, and it's a good job. It's just, for me, it was just too much work.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I guess it's really just kind of what you're interested in doing. So I mean, so is that what you're kind of trying to focus on in the future, you think, like spending less time like teaching SEO and like more time like trying to rank these affiliate sites, or do you feel like it's too late now?
No, it's a good question. The problem I'm in now, I'm in client. I mean, again, any clients of mine who are listening, I love you guys. Don't get me wrong, but there's a saying in the industry. It's called client service hell. So I'm currently in client service hell. Again, I like this layer of hell. I like most of my clients. If I don't like you, I probably fired you already. So I don't know why you're still listening to me. I guess I fired you nicely. You still like me, and I have fired clients before when they're just getting too lippy and too annoying and think they can boss me around too much for not enough money. But if you're paying me $5,000 a month, you can boss me around a little bit, but not too much. I'm in client service hell right now, meaning all my time is taken up getting more clients and servicing clients and learning SEO. That's all my time is taking up doing that. I don't have time to build new affiliate sites, and or very effectively. I'm having new affiliate sites built, but they're slowly getting built because, quite frankly, it comes back to the expertise thing. I try and hire people to do this stuff, and they're just complete. No, I shouldn't say that. Some people I hire to do this stuff just don't understand it as well as I do, or as well as I think it's obvious, right? For me, SEO is obvious. You just do this, do that. It's not obvious. I should realize it's not obvious. And so, again, outsourcing to people when you have the knowledge base is not easy. And, my time, there's only one of me. And so I just have to put my affiliate sites on the back burner,
So how much longer do you see like this client service hell going for before you like switch it up?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know if people care but our viewers are at 50 and they've been growing. So I guess some people are vaguely interested in what I'm talking about. We'll get to your guys' questions in a second. So if you're bored, just hang with us for a second. There are a lot of people on this channel who do or who are thinking of being SEOs who want to know. So I'll say, as it just so happens, I have a life partner, my wife, who's wonderful. And she's going to be coming into a very lucrative job very shortly. And so to say the truth, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop accepting low-level clients, $500 a month clients, $1,000 a month clients. I'm going to stop accepting. I'm only going to be accepting $2,000 and up, but no $10,000 a month clients either, because they're way too much work. So my sweet spot's between $2,000 to maybe $5,000 a month, and I'll probably stop doing audits, or I won't do them. I won't. They'll be much more expensive. So guys, just FYI, if you want your business to succeed and you want my genius help and my huge ego to help you, but the ego is justified by a lot of intelligence. Ask me now, because in a year or two, I'm going to not be taking as many customers. I'm going to be trying to sell my documentary and push my documentary. I'm going to be trying to sell my book and push my book. And I'm going to be trying to rank affiliate sites to make the real huge amount of money for way less work long term. And I might not be available. So I'll be pushing all those customers on to Chase. So Chase is going to have even more gray hair. He's going to get even more bags under his eyes. His head's going to explode.
Josh, I personally did like exactly what you're talking about. Last month was complete hell for me, and even people you said were emailing you saying I look dead.
Yes, people are literally emailing me asking me what's wrong with Chase? He doesn't look very well. I was like, I'm not his dad. How do I know what's going on with Chase?
Well, I dropped all the way down to about 6 clients at $2,000 retainers. I got rid of all the ones that were like 500, 1,000, even 1,500. And let me tell you, dude, like it's so much easier because you don't have all these different crazy businesses. And even the audits, I was doing audits for what, $200 an audit. I put it up to 500. Nobody gets them anymore, and I'm happy with that. But they're there. They're $500 if somebody wants it. It's like I'm not doing them anymore. It's just really about like, look, if there's that big of a demand on your time, you got to charge what that demand is worth. It's called supply and demand, right? So they can go get an audit for $5 on Fiverr, but it's not the Josh Bachynski audit, right? Or it's not the Chase Reiner audit, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So in terms of the paid course, because I know I personally just launched a paid course. If anybody's interested in learning how to get SEO clients, I did a course on it. Just go to my website. But are you ever thinking about like maybe starting like a beginner to SEO course, like a paid one, or like maybe like a like how to like get out of Panda or any sort of penalties or anything like that?
You can do that. I mean, you can come at it with any angle. Because it's part of my background, my academic background. I think of everything in a holistic fashion. For me, Penguin does not exist in a vacuum. And I'm not saying for you it does. I'm just saying the way I think is that Penguin does not exist in a vacuum and Panda does not exist in a vacuum. You could, I know, I like Eric Lantries. He's a friend of mine. He's another SEO. He's really good. He built them, and Marie Haynes. We're semi-friendly. We've had our issues in the past. But those are two SEOs who've been around a long time. Eric Lantries, I know, is a very good SEO. And they've billed themselves as being the Panda or Penguin expert, Eric Lantries. And Marie was more the manual penalty expert. So that's one way of getting into the industry. That's one way of billing yourself. I can do all of that. I can do that and more. Now, maybe I lose customers to them because I don't say I specialize in this stuff, but I specialize in all SEO. I know it all, and I can help you with all of it. But my problem is that like people are going to come to me for a Penguin solution, and I'm going to go, dude, it has nothing to do with Penguin. It has everything to do with you have URL parameters in your main navigation, and you have duplicate content with this cross domain here. That's your biggest problem. We've got to fix. And well, I came to you for Penguin help. Be like, I don't want to get into those kinds of discussions. I have enough of those kinds of discussions with clients of me telling them what they need to fix, and they take offense to what I say. And then they're like, well, fuck you. I don't have time for this kind of a shit. Why did you pay me $2,000 to tell you what to do, and now you're going to tell me how to do SEO? It makes no sense at all. Sorry. Anyway, that was Rantan. That was the Rantan section where Josh had a little rant. I had to rant it out. So anyway, okay. So let's get to some questions here. I've ranted on long enough. I'm going to ask you your questions now, guys. If you have questions you want me to answer, I'd be happy to do so. So someone, Levgen Lizin, I think his name is, He asks, who provides the best white hat link building service? That's kind of a contradiction in terms. There is no such thing as a white hat link building service, technically speaking. The white hat way of getting links, if you're being a purist, the white hat way of getting links is you build your website and people link to you, and you never know about it unless you check your backlinks, right? There is no such thing as a white hat link building service. That is technically a contradiction in terms. So I guess you're asking. Sorry, Chase.
What's the best white hat, black hat SEO, Josh?
Me, Chase and I. No, everyone at my conference. Did I mention I'm having a conference? Yeah, everyone at my conference. So the best white hat link building service, I guess, would be like guest blog posting. I guess you'd consider that white hat. And there's a lot of them. Email me. I know two guys who are pretty good at that kind of, like, they know all the blogs and they can get you a blog on this. They can get you an article on this blog, but you do pay for the service, and they swear up and down they're not black hat, but really between me and you they are, right? Any attempt to manipulate Google's algorithm is black hat technically, and this is certainly buying links. Like, you're definitely buying a link from them, whether it's do follow, no follow, or text mention. You're paying for that link, so because it's in the article. So that's black hat. That's not white hat. But again, they would swear up and down they're white hat. Don't tell them I said they're black hat, because we're white hat, because they don't want Google to catch wind of what they're doing, and they have to very seriously maintain that they're a white hat link building service, so that because these kind of companies have been outed before and they have lost business. Businesses, like, if you out these kind of guys to Google, Matt Cutts has literally destroyed businesses like this before in the past. Somebody asked, what's an autodidact? Very funny, and he said irony. Stephen Buchanan says, you guys still have a show? And I said, no, you're hallucinating. Neil Balam asks, how do you guys get Google reviews for your client? I tried emailing, texting, but could not increase the number of reviews for the client. Is there any good system you follow to get Google reviews? Yes. That's a great question. It's really important. Again, your product pages on an e-commerce site have to have positive reviews, positive comments, positive ratings beneath it or beside it or whatever. And you have to, for your local business, it is super important to get local reviews. So there's a number of ways to do it. One, tell the business owner, get yourself, your friends, your family, and anyone you've ever talked to, and every customer you have, tell them to go fill out a positive review. Everyone on your Facebook, your 200 friends on Facebook, ask them for a positive review. And if they're not going to do it, incentivize. Say, I'll give you $20 off. I'll give you a free massage. You get free chiropractic. I'll massage your feet. Whatever your service or business is, don't just give people massages if you're not a massage therapist. That's kind of weird. That's kind of, that's kind of, I'm hoping you know what I mean when I say that. Whatever it is, if you ever run a restaurant, say, hey, come in for a free dinner. To your friends and family on Facebook, the 200 of them you got there, say, hey, give me go to my Google review, click here, give me a positive review, please. I'll give you a free dinner next time you're in, whatever it is. If that doesn't work, that should work. And if you don't do that, you're just being lazy. That's that laziness problem, which, sorry, I can't fix for you. If you're lazy, that's on you, right? You got to fix that. Either you got to get off your ass and do it, or literally, I would strongly recommend just don't, and just get a 9-to-5 job where someone else pays you, because it'll be better that way. If that doesn't work, then I would go to Craigslist, or I would put up posts at your local university. I would say, hey, want beer and pizza on Friday? Go to this review, put a review in, then email me the review you made, and I will give you a coupon at $20 for Domino's for beer and pizza, and get like 100 of those from your local college or campus or whatever. So just ground tactics like that is how I would get reviews, because reviews cannot be from the Philippines if you're not in the Philippines. That is definite penalty territory.
Hold up, Josh. All right. First of all, you can't incentivize the reviews, because if you get caught, you're going to get your business removed.
Well, don't do it in a way where people will catch you.
Second of all, what I do, I'll just do a quick screen share. I have 141 5-star reviews on my own business, and a lot of my clients have like 70 to 80 plus reviews. So this is like the killer way to do this. And actually, on my last video on my channel, I go over how to like actually set this up. But what you do is you do a content upgrade. And so people, what you do is you funnel them somewhere. You funnel them to an email list or to a Facebook group or whatever you want to do. And you can do this by giving away a free something, like, you know, in exchange for an email or something like that. And then all you have to do is just message these people once you collect their information, whether it be on YouTube or Facebook or wherever. I mean, I even get reviews from my live streams. I'll just be like, hey, can you guys go head over to, you know, Chase Trainer, leave a review. And I get literally like 2 to 3 reviews every time I do it. So the best way to do it is just start building lists and just start reaching out to these huge lists. And you can even do this local. Like, you can do this for like a moving company. You just create like a, you know, top 10 things to do when you're moving out of a city, and checklist. And then people on Facebook, you just target anybody who's moving. And what they do is they put in their email, you get their email, and then you literally can just contact them and ask them for a review with a link from a site called Plepper, which gives you an auto-generated 5-star pop-up when somebody goes and when you put in your link in here.
That's a good way. That's I mean, that's like the advanced way. That'd be the super advanced way. But clearly that got you a lot of different views. Someone asked, can you just send a pop-up review link instead of just asking? Sure, I wouldn't do a pop-up or an interstitial though, because there's ranking issues with that, especially on mobile. I would have like a floaty up on the right side or a news ticker on the bottom that say, hey, you know, review us and I'll give you 20% off, or some kind of incentive to review you, or even just ask them when they're coming to place. There's so many ways that you can get more reviews. That should not be a problem for you. You should be getting reviews, no problem. If you're not getting positive reviews, you might want to look at your service and wonder why nobody likes it. You might have problems. Steve Buchanan wants to know if Canadian bacon really came from Canada. Yes, the TV show Canadian Bacon came from Canada, and Canadian bacon is a kind of pork cut that it was originated in Canada. DJP asks, when will you show some hardcore ranks like Canadian Pharmacy or Payday Loans? DJP, I don't have any sites ranking right now for Canadian Pharmacy or for Payday Loans, but I can show some examples of my pages that are ranking. If you want to see them, sure, I can show that. Hold on a second. Chase, do you want to show some of your examples?
Yeah, I'm ranking for Black Hat SEO 2017 #1 right now on Google.
There you go.
I put together, oh, it's #2 now. I put together a post with 17,000 words in it, Josh.
17,000 words.
The post is so massive that I can't even edit it in WordPress anymore, because once you go over a certain character limit, it starts like bugging out the WordPress.
Okay, so here, I'll share the screen here.
So,
one second, where is it? Okay, do you see that? So that's an example of a copy and paste from a couple of years ago, but I assure you it's more or less the same, from Google Analytics. And these are the size of sites this is per month, the number of sessions of the kind of sites that this goes on for pages and pages. So there's more than just SEO, of course, there's paid stuff, but these are the kind of size of sites that I manage. And then also there is a ranking example beneath here. You could see, I'm assuming you can see this, 2, 6, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3. So I have a lot of customers and a lot of clients that are making a lot of money and do rank in Google pretty well. You can take my word for it or not. I don't want to show any of the URLs because unfortunately negative SEO is real, but there's some of them.
Yeah.
He asks also, what do you recommend is the fastest method to repair reputation? That's a great question. One is try not to have a bad reputation to begin with. I know that's probably so pedantic it's almost mean to say. I apologize, but it's really important because currently right now the American law, which unfortunately dictates internet law largely, is really kind of behind the times, and you can go on to any kind of scam site or any kind of these like what's the name of this site? I can't remember what it is. But there's some crappy site you can go online. You can say crappy stuff about people, and then they hold that listing ransom, and it's literally extortion. You have to pay them like $20,000 to get it taken down. So unfortunately, that's what you need to do. It depends where your bad press is. There's very little ways you can negative SEO it so it goes down, especially if it's on a big site. If it's on a, excuse me, if it's on a small site, you can definitely do it. You can make more articles to get it pushed down. You can try doing stuff like that, but it really depends on the scenario. It's actually kind of hard. If you're having trouble with that, email me and I can try and help you out.
I found a pretty good way, Josh.
Please.
Somebody came to us one time when I was working at this SEO agency, and I forget what they were ranking for. Their competitor, somebody ranked them for something around like this person's racist or something like that. And I found out that if you just go and do like the Holly method, where you just go to like an if this then that network build, people can do it. You can build out like 20 tiers of this if this and that networks under like the same sort of profile keywords you're trying to rank. And some of them will be like wildcards, where basically some of them will rank better than others just based off random events. And well, not random. I'm sure it's calculated on Google, but we're not going to know what they are because it's all the same stuff. But then you can just start auto posting to all of these things, and eventually you're going to start hopefully getting some social profiles to rank, because social profiles, some of them are able to rank like really easy. Like even if I Google my own name, I think like my Facebook profile is ranking, my YouTube channel is ranking, my Twitter, all of this, Udemy. So it's pushing down a lot of the other organic search results from websites that I've had, like, you know, in the past with my name on it and stuff. So I used to have other websites. But yeah, this is basically all, you know, Google Plus, Quora, iTunes. It's all because these are all super high authority sites.
Yes.
So that's what I would recommend.
Yeah, no, definitely. It really depends what, like if it's like Google My Business listing, like a bad review, that's totally different. You have to do different stuff there. It really depends what's hosting the bad information and then what you can do about it. Trevor asks, the same guy who asked how to add 20 pounds to his bench press. I hope that helped. Put 10 pounds here and 10 pounds there. Do not put 10 pounds here and 10 pounds here, because then you're going to have one big arm and one smaller arm. Trevor asks, can you discuss selling leads versus affiliate? Where would you spend your energy? Again, I know more about the affiliate world, so I would spend it in affiliate, and I find it easier, but that's what I would do. It really depends. Someone called Meet the Mentor asks, I have pals who make a great living with their business. They do zero SEO and make fun of it and say it's a waste because they got rich without it. How do you show those people value in SEO? They don't sound very smart, so it's hard to show them any value.
So what you do is you do a paid campaign for these people. You just say, hey, look, I'm going to do a month's worth of lead generation for you. I'm going to do a paid campaign. And you just set up, you know, I don't know, 500 emails to them from different people. I mean, you're not going to set these emails. These people are actually going to email them, but you put in like $2,000. Maybe they're worth like 30 grand a month to you. I don't know. Some people do this. And generally when they see the power of online advertising just through paid alone, it's going to change their opinion on it.
Yeah, I mean, saying that because we didn't have to do any SEO, therefore SEO is a joke, is like saying we made a lot of money on the stock market, therefore the stock market is a joke, or something like that. It's ridiculous. So I've encountered this before. There's a lot of white hat SEOs who work in-house for a company that naturally generates a lot of buzz around themselves without even having to try. And therefore, or they don't have a lot of good competitors. Therefore, their rankings are really easy to get. And for some reason, they think, therefore, that SEO is really a joke. Or they just listen to Google and they never try to rank anything themselves. And they just listen to Google. And of course, Google wants to downplay SEO being a thing because they don't want people to do it. Newsflash, Google is not your friend. Stop going on to John Mueller's Hangouts and asking him how to rank, or asking him if user clicks is a ranking signal, or asking him any kind of SEO question, because he will not answer you and he cannot answer you. And I'm using the rant hands to illustrate that. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Say, okay, good. Try ranking in payday loans. See how easy it is to do that. ask them to try and rank something, and then see how easy they have a time they have at it in even a moderate competition niche. And then they will start to see that, you know, it's not so easy to do. And yes, people make lots of money at it, tons of money, either breaking affiliate sites or ranking your own product site or ranking your local site. or ranking sites for people and charging them, you can make a lot of money.
Well, on the flip side, Josh, too, is like you can ask them, be like, okay, well, does Google have an algorithm? Do they figure out who ranks for what, right? And they go, well, yeah, I mean, that's how Google has an algorithm, right? So then it obviously prefers something, right? It prefers either a certain type of website or a certain type of solution for its users. So if, Google's an actual company that's spending millions and millions of dollars, honing this in, then what about that is a joke?
Yeah, I don't know. Like again, it sounds like a fairly ignorant statement from some fairly ignorant people. So I would list that under all the ignorant people of the world. Just don't listen to them if you can avoid it. I guess I don't know. Maybe this is like your spouse or something, which you have to listen to your spouse at least a little bit or something. I don't know. George Belletti asks, "What's your view on companies like The Hoth and PosiRank?" I don't know. I've never heard of these companies before. I have no opinion on these companies. But quite frankly, a lot of SEO companies are shite and really suck really, really bad. So be very careful before you send them any money.
The Hoth actually has really good marketing. I actually was in contact with the marketing manager. He outreached to me through my YouTube channel, and he wanted me to help be like one of the resources for the Hoth doing the implementation. Basically, Josh, what they do is they don't sell retainers. They don't sell really anything except packages where you buy the Hoth Pro or the Hoth something, and they go out and do a press release for you, or they do a basic optimization or advanced optimization of your website. It's all one-time things, which is smart on their standpoint, so they don't actually have to be responsible for these people's rankings like you would have to on a monthly retainer with people. The problem is a lot of their stuff is really low quality because they're just, getting random people to do this stuff, and they're just spending all their money marketing, but they're making, I know from hearing about it, about 600,000 gross a month.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. That's not going to last long. The bad quality of what they're doing is going to come out. I might just tell Google about them. You never know what'll happen. So no, all joking aside, yeah, I mean, if you're ripping people off, if you're going to get it, if are not providing a good value, you're going to get bad reviews. Check to see what people say about the SEO online. Anything their competitors say, rank with a grain of salt. I'm a competitor, so take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Maybe they're fantastic, but
what they do, Josh, is they prey on SEOs that don't know a lot about SEO. So like a lot of people, and you probably know some of these people, they'll end up selling SEO to clients because they know it makes money, but they don't know how to do it. And then their solution is, well, we're going to go outsource it to somebody who does, right? So then they go and hire the Hoth. The Hoth's target market is that exact person. And there's a lot of people who are selling social media, SEO, internet marketing, and they have absolutely no idea what they're doing, but they can sell it.
Yeah, no, that's right. And that goes back to our previous discussion. What's your talent base? What's your skill set? They have a high skill in selling. I know a lot of companies like that who have tried to hire me and my rates were just too high. I'm not going to give them a discount. Why would I have more clients than I know what to do with. Why would I give them a discount if they're going to send me 10 clients a month when I already have I'm at 95% capacity for clients. So, I can handle more a little bit, but not much more, definitely not 10 more. And why would I do that at a discount? And so, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, so folks, that's been the show today. I noticed a lot of people in the chat, such as cough, cough, Holly was there. She could have joined us if she wanted to, but I know she likes just to lurk in the chat and make her comments, but that's fine. Anyway, thank you. This has been White Hat versus Black Hat SEO Show. Again, we try to hold these more or less every Wednesday. The summer's been slower. I like to go and relax a bit, but sometimes we hold these usually on Wednesdays on 1 p.m. As I said, just to put out the proviso out there, if you have any SEO questions at all, if you have any SEO problems, you have anything that we didn't address in the Hangout, by all means, contact me at joshbachynski@gmail.com. You can follow me at Twitter at joshbachynski, and you can watch more videos like this, more White Hat versus Black Hat and other SEO leak shows and secrets, experiments, stuff like that at youtube.com/jbachins. Chase, give us your deets.
Leave a like. We got 48 people, 21 likes. If you guys could like it, help us reach more people in the YouTube algorithm. Also, make sure to join the Facebook group. If you can't, well, there should be really no reason why you can't. Just join it. It's called the SEO Network. But
Do it.
Yeah. And then that's pretty much it, man. Thanks for having me on here, Josh.
As always, Chase, it's been my pleasure, sir. So that's been White Hat versus Black Hat SEO Show. Again, if you need anything else, just contact us. Keep in mind that conference we have going on the end of August. It really, I'm not joking. I'm not being hyperbolic. It's going to blow your mind. There will be no other conference like it, and we'll probably never hold it again because it's not easy to organize. So
and you get to meet Josh and me in person.
That's right. You get to meet me, and you get to meet Chase, and hang out with me in my hometown. We can go hang out. We can go do martial arts. We can go hiking if you want. I can show you that cougar den I showed. I can show you where I found the cougars. I can show you all kinds of cougars in Victoria if you want to see them. And Holly will be there, and Kyle and Ted are going to be there, and a lot more crazy black hats are going to be there. These are people you want to meet and you want on your Rolodex. So keep it in mind. The link is below in the description for the conference. And also Chase will be sending out the link as well to his group of people. So with that, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.